Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
And just like that, the Phillies are 2 games back behind the New York Mets with a 5-game winning streak to boot. And they got 3 more against a terrible Marlins team. Things are looking up for Philadelphia Phillies. They get the win tonight, 5-2 over the Marlins. Trea Turner leads the way with a home run. You have the Max Kepler fella. He gets another home run because, of course, he does. And you also see Alec Bohm. I mean, it's funny. It's a 5-2 win. I feel like it was 15-2. Like it just felt like when the Phillies needed a little bit of a cushion, when they needed a big hit, they got the big hit, whether it was even solo home runs to just make runs happen like that, or it was bases loaded, 2 outs, and you have the 8th inning, you have your boy Alec Bohm go up there and deliver a nice little base knock into left field for 2 runs. All along the way, it felt like the Phillies were going to win this game. Even when Max Kepler caught the ball in foul territory, couldn't throw the runner out at home, it became a 1-run game again. It just felt like the Phillies were going to do this, and they did. Simple as that. They stay hot. The bats in the lineup that have been hot stay pretty hot. Brandon Marsh among them. Max Kepler, of course. They gave JT Realmuto the night off. I mentioned Trea Turner and Alec Bohm. What they were able to do for today, all great things there for the Phillies as they pick up the victory in South Florida. You love to see it. Welcome in. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to all things Locked On Sports. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day with your Locked On Phillies Daily podcast. Let's get into it. 3 big things. Number 1, Trea Turner. Oh my. This guy just continues to bring it. And how about this? After yesterday, a tone setter with a leadoff double, 1 pitch into the game, and then scoring on a 1-pitch, first pitch to Kyle Schwarber on that RBI. He scores on that one, gets it started off right yesterday, and then tonight gets it started in the best possible way with a leadoff home run, 406 feet to center field, just barely over the wall, a little bit of a wall scraper there in the cavernous stadium the Marlins play in. But he goes out there and gets the Phillies not only their first run of the ball game and a 1-0 lead, but his first of 3 hits. Not only an RBI there for the Phillies, but also his first of 2 RBIs on the night. He now has his batting average up on the season, does Trea Turner, to 306 and his on-base percentage at 364. This is the guy that I thought the Phillies signed. His first year coming here, they started him out in the leadoff spot, didn't go well. They moved Kyle Schwarber back to it, rest is history. Now him atop the leadoff spot is exactly what is working for the Phillies. When we talked last week about Bryson Stott's struggles at the leadoff spot, batting, 233 at the leadoff spot, 226 at the leadoff spot, we were talking about, okay, well, this experiment didn't work. We all love the approach, but the production isn't there, as we've said many times. So what are the options here? They're going to move Kyle Schwarber back to that spot? I doubt it. The man that needs to go in that spot is Trea Turner. And how about this? Sees a number of pitches tonight, has, I think, 2 separate 7 or 8 pitch at bats. So we saw all pitches, but forget about that for a second. The production has been there with Trea Turner leading the way. Stealing bases, just getting on base in general, going deep in counts, patience at the plate. You're seeing it from him. And if the ball's there early in the count, like it was for his home run on the 2nd pitch of the game, then by all means, take a hard swing at it and make it happen there, fella. And that's exactly what Trea Turner did. If I'm going player of the game, I got to go none other than Trea Turner.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
As I mentioned, 306 now on the season for Trea Turner, 3 for 5 on the day, a run scored, 2 RBIs with that home run, and just 1 strikeout for the Phillies shortstop. As I always like to say, you love to see it. As for number 2, Alec Bohm. Talking about guys that you really wanted to see in this lineup flourish, he gets his average up now to 285. He steps up to the plate when you needed some insurance. Now, I don't know why. I'm trying to keep my eyes glued to social media just to see why, you pulled Mick Abel at 77 pitches when he really started to, I thought really hit a groove for himself there, but you pulled him after 5 innings. You needed some run support. It was a 1-run baseball game going, I think it's the 8th inning. The 9th inning, top of the 9th inning, got the bases loaded. He got 2 outs. Alec Bohm steps to the plate. Look, Orion Kerkering hasn't allowed an earned run in over a month. Okay, it's actually been about 5 weeks since he allowed an earned run. So it's been a minute. He's been on fire for this Phillies team. A couple more hits than you'd like to see, but bottom line, hasn't allowed an earned run in about 5 weeks. Seeing him go out there and know he was probably going to go out there for his first career save opportunity with a 1-run lead doesn't exactly make you feel comfortable. But when Alec Bohm stepped up and he stayed down on a 2-2 changeup that was very similar to what I was applauding Otto Kemp for yesterday, Alec Bohm stayed down on the pitch, delivered in the right field, actually put a good barrel on it to poke it out there in the left field for a 2-run single, and what gave the Phillies a 5-2 lead instead of a measly 1-run lead at 3-2. That was clutch. That was Alec Bohm being Alec Bohm. You got runners in scoring position. You got 2 outs. You need somebody to be clutch. Alec Bohm delivers in that situation. So great for Alec Bohm. He keeps swinging a hot bat in this Phil's lineup. Number 3. I'm not slighting Max Kepler. It was going to be Max Kepler until about the 7th inning. But number 3 for me is Orion Kerkering. Orion Kerkering comes in that 9th inning. He's never had a save in his limited big league career. He's not like a 10-year veteran here. But you're talking about a guy that when he came up through the minor league system and he was actually relied on in that Arizona Diamondbacks NLCS. You needed someone to step up and really do well for you. He was one of the guys to step up for you out of that bullpen, despite being young, at the time being a rookie, essentially. And this is the role that I think the Phillies have wanted him to take. And when you go 5 weeks without allowing an earned run, I'd say the Phillies are willing to give him that spot. Jordan Romano has to tell Deborah that he's moved to the 7th inning. So that's where he is now. But Orion Kerkering is just called upon to handle the closer's role for now. I heard him say in his post-game interview that when the bullpen is talking about a closer role, they're always talking about closer by committee. Well, yeah, it's a closer by committee until it's your job. And it was Jordan Romano's job. But unfortunately, he blew it. Simple as that. Did he get dinked and dunked a little bit? Yeah, he got a little bit of dinks and dunks there. You know what I mean? But no excuses there. You have to have somebody else in there you feel like you can have confidence in. And right now, that seems to be Orion Kerkering. Hey, look, the closer role isn't what it used to be. I understand that. But you always want to feel like you have somebody that can come in there and literally just slam the door closed. You know, it's like the Phillies, or excuse me, the Eagles always talk about the tush push. Nick Sirianni talks about the tush push. Like, you know, we never have 1st and 10. We always have 1st and 9. Well, with a great closer, with a closer you can have confidence in, you don't need to pitch 9 innings. You just need to pitch 8. Because then you know that guy's going to come in and just slam the door. It's almost like knowing that you're going to have a guy like Zach Wheeler come in and just give you 6 innings of 2-run baseball. No matter 6 innings, 2-run baseball, easy peasy. You want to have a similar level of confidence in a closer. I hope Orion Kerkering is that guy. I have trust issues when it comes to closers. That goes way back. All right. Most recently, Craig Kimbrell a couple of years ago, 3.5 seasons ago, all-star closer. And then what did he have? Like a 70-pitch at bat to whoever it was. I can't remember in the all-star game, and he wasn't the same sense. But having somebody in the back end of that bullpen come out there and get that first save, way to get under your belt. Way to get it under your belt, Orion Kerkering. I was surprised. I mean, I know he had allowed 2 runs against the Brewers. They were not earned, but you got to go back about May 6th. I think it was the last time he allowed 2 earned runs in a game, or excuse me, an earned run in a game. Not bad, Orion Kerkering. So that's what I look at right there. I look at your player of the game, Trea Turner. I look at Alec Bohm for making sure they got the insurance runs. And then I look at Orion Kerkering getting his first career save. The first of many. Let's hope. Max Kepler did come up with a home run in this game. His 9th of the season. He made it a 2-1 Phillies lead in the 4th inning after, unfortunately, the Miami Marlins, lucky to get that first run of the game. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Also take your comments, give you the turning point, and also what I think we'll be talking about tomorrow. Of all the great things in this game, there was one thing that just made me go a little bit into rage mode. And now we can laugh about it because they won. Now we're laughing. Phillies won. At the moment, rage mode. Absolute rage mode. We'll talk about that when we return. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast to the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Folks, I wouldn't waste your time with average pistachios. I wouldn't waste your time with like, oh, these pistachios are pretty good. I would only talk to you and encourage you to indulge in the wonderful world of pistachios when I'm talking about wonderful pistachios. Yeah, that's right. You like a pistachio? How about a wonderful pistachio? That's what I enjoy. Today, 3 podcast day for me. You know what I was snacking on in between? Wonderful pistachios, and you can too. Wonderful Pistachios, highest protein nuts out there. Oh, my goodness gracious. One of the highest protein nuts available. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help you keep feeling fuller and longer. Personally, I love the no-shell variety. You know, who's got time? I don't got time to crack those nuts. You know what I mean? Go right to it with the no-shell variety. But maybe you do. You enjoy the satisfying crunch of a cracked nut, for instance. Well, the fact that Wonderful Pistachios is a complete protein providing all 9 essential amino acids is only the tip of the iceberg there. Whether you're running between meetings, dropping off the kids, Wonderful Pistachios are the snack that work as hard as you do. Get snacking and get cracking, if it appeals, with the wonderful protein punch of Wonderful Pistachios. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. That's wonderfulpistachios.com. And how about the incredible Game Time app? You use the Game Time app. You like the Game Time app? Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase on the Game Time app. So if you want to go to the game, the concert, the comedy show, Game Time app has you covered. When it comes to the last-minute ticket deals, at the lowest prices, Game Time app is the way to go. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch. Incredible last-minute ticket deals available on the Game Time app. The official Game Time app is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. Download the app, create an account, use promo code Locked On MLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the redemption code LOCKEDON MLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. The last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. How about that turning point?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Now, we can't go back and have revisionist history here. So I didn't know that Orion Kerkering was going to come in and have a fairly easy save there in the bottom of the 9th inning. I'm going to say the moment that I really felt the Phillies were going to win this game, that was Alec Bohm's 2-run single in the top of the 9th inning that expanded the lead to a 3-run lead. That's the moment for me. I went, whew, feeling pretty good. More confident than I was, I should say. As for everything else, there was one moment in this game that could have really turned in a negative direction for the Phillies. And this is the moment that I was going full-blown rage mode in my living room. So Trea Turner led off with the sinker up in the zone that he hit for the solo home run, making a 1-0 game. Then, in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Mick Abel goes out there to the mound after a 14-pitch first inning, including a strikeout. He faces Ramirez, gets him to ground out to first. Then Stowers comes up there. He gets the triple in the right field corner. He then gets Wagaman to strike out on a slider. 3 pitches, gets him to flail away at the slider. So now you got 2 outs. You got a runner on third base. Big strikeout there, Wagaman. You're like, all right, he's going to get out of this. No problem. Just need another punch out, babe. Just need another punch out. Hicks steps up to the plate, works a full count. Brian O'Nora behind the plate is calling balls and strikes, obviously, and not a robot like I'm really rooting for to happen sooner rather than later. And there's a pitch, bottom of the zone, not low, bottom of the zone. If you're looking at the old K-zone there, the white box on your television programming screen, the white line splits the baseball in half. So he got a lot of the strike zone, okay? Brian O'Nora calls it a ball. Should have been a punch out. Instead, now you got runner on first and third with 2 outs. Norby steps up there. He gets the RBI single to center field. Hicks takes third. It was a full count. You're looking at 11 more pitches. Then after that, this was suspicious to me. This was interesting. Caleb Cotham comes out to the mound after the RBI single. You're facing Myers next. And I think it was the first or second pitch to Myers. Fastball up and in on the elbow. About 97 miles per hour. Myers later has to leave the game, leading Stowers to play his second of what would be 3 outfield positions he'd play on the night. They get Edwards then to line out to second base on a nice stab there by Bryson Stott. Look, if I'm just watching that isolated, I'm going, oh, we hit him on purpose. I don't know if they thought somebody was signaling into the dugout. I don't know, but it looked on purpose. All right. But what made me go rage mode was what should have been an inning-ending punch-out of Hicks and not leading to an RBI single later in the inning. And it should have still been 1-0 in favor of the Phillies. Mick Abel should not have allowed a run, and he sure as heck shouldn't have thrown 11 extra pitches in that inning. But it's all good. All good. Phillies won. Mets are idle. They're only 2 games behind the Mets now in first place in the NL East. So there you go. That was that. As far as everything else that went into this game, which we'll be talking about tomorrow.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think, I hope, and I'm still looking at social media, I hope it's not some injury to Mick Abel that we have any concerns about. That would be bad. Wouldn't like that at all. But I think you're also going to be talking about Orion Kerkering. New Phillies closer. Huh? Also, Trea Turner just being a monster in the batter's box. And Alec Bohm just doing it well in that batter's box also. So I think we'll be talking about all that and more and how the Phillies will have an opportunity to take the first 2 games of this 4-game series. By the way, Sandy Alcantara, who had certainly pitched better than his last 2 starts than he had since the last time he saw the Phillies, 100 pitches through 5 innings of work today. 100 pitches. That's a bit of a workload. How about that? Odd, to say the least. Before we go any further, here's the box score for today. Again, 3 hits for Trea Turner, 2 hits for Alec Bohm. Marsh came up with another hit. He also scored 2 runs, also worked a walk. Rafael Marchand came up with a base knock. Bryson Stott, good to see him come up with a hit today as well. Love seeing that for the Phillies second baseman, who you'd love to see get hot and start swinging a hot bat. I know yesterday I was talking about Otto Kemp possibly taking over the second base bag. Oh, that's still very much on the table. But look, I don't want anyone on this team to suck. So it was good to see Bryson Stott go out there and get that double, his 7th of the year. So that's good. As far as the pitching staff today, what you saw from them out there on the hill, Mick Abel, like I said, 5 innings, 77 pitches. Taijuan Walker, I thought, was going to give you at least 2. They ended up going to Jordan Romano in the 7th. Pretty clean that inning, 2 strikeouts. Matt Strahm, 18 pitches to get through that. Did allow the 1 run. I thought Stott and Kemp should have just gotten out of the way. The only player that was going to be able to make a play on the ball and have a play at home plate with a runner tagging on third base, that would have been Kepler. Maybe Bryson Stott got in his way a little bit. Either way, I think Kepler should just let that ball drop so you don't allow a run to score, make it a 1-run game. I know they said on TV, oh, no, take the out in that situation. I'm like, if they are going to take the out in that situation, they at least have to give themselves an opportunity to get the runner at home plate. And if that's the case, then Stott and Kemp need to get the hell away from that baseball. So when I saw them in pursuit, I just thought, just let it drop. And sure enough, too much traffic around the baseball. Maybe if Max Kepler gets a clean run in on that fly ball, that foul ball, he comes in, makes a clean catch, fires home, and you save the run. Maybe it's a double play. Similar to what you saw about from what Nick Castellanos last year against the Braves, I want to say it was. Oh, he threw that ball on a rope. As far as Orion Kerkering, 12 pitches to get through that bottom of the 9th. First career save. Let's get into it. The chat check. What's on your mind on today's game? Nice win by the Phillies, says Jeremy Von Skyver. What's up, buddy? It's about damn time. Kerkering finally showcasing the fastball. Not sure why it took the Phillies coaching staff 2 years to figure it out. I don't know. Jeremy Von Skyver, not going to lie. Abel should have gone 1 more inning. See, that's the thing. And I agree. I haven't seen anything yet to suggest that it was time to move on as far as an injury went. He was coming up, I believe, on the middle of the order in that inning, so maybe that's why they just decided to get him out third time through. I don't know. But to me, I thought he was really starting to make it work. Joel Elvers is going on. Yeah, you'd think that Abel being a 3 hits, 1 run, 77 pitches, that he could have handled at least one more inning, but I also understand wanting to protect the rookie. Yeah, I do. I understand that there's people that think that. I'm not one of them. I'm the line from The Godfather, act like a man. That line actually, it's not Al Pacino that says it. It's act like a man. I think it's Brando that says it. I think that's how it goes. No, I'm not going to get the music box. Anyway, Evelyn. Yes, Jeremy. About damn time. I think that's supposed to be someone gets a hit instead of striking out while swinging for the fences with runners in scoring position. Nice job, Bohm. Keep it going, Phillies. 5 in a row for them. Bam 100. Strange pitching management from Topper today. It worked, but I hope it doesn't bite us tomorrow. True. Oh, edit button on YouTube. I hear what you're saying there, Evelyn. Thanks. Faxi, script of the better team winning. Yes. Quality start. A little suspense. Great bullpen work and insurance runs to boot. Take another series tomorrow. Well, it's split. You at least split the series tomorrow. 4-game set. Castellanos, what's going on? Castellanos, Bam 100, has been robbed of like 4 to 5 extra base hits in the past week and a half. Just so frustrating. Yeah, who was it? Was it Hernandez that robbed him of a double in the gap? Yeah, 4th inning. He lined out to right field. Hernandez made that great running grab. And then Kepler, it would have been a 2-run home run. Kepler then hit the home run after him. By the way, a phrase we don't get to say too often in sports, and technically it's true in this one here. 3-2 slider up in the zone. Max Kepler gets it, puts it in the upper deck. How about that? Michael Evans going, is it me or did it take a year for Cassie to get that ball down the line? Oh, get to the ball down the line. Casty's slow, and 99 times out of 100, if you tell me he's slow in a play, I'm going to be like, oh, you're totally right. Brandon Marsh also put one in the corner there later in the game. I think that ball's a triple, no matter. I mean, Johan Rojas is playing right field. It might not be a triple, but pretty much any right fielder, that's going to be a triple. So that one didn't jump out to me. Bam 100 is Marchand going to heat up. It's weird that they haven't used him more. Well, JT just doesn't take days off, and now he's starting to heat up. So it was odd for him to be out of the lineup tonight. Such a major issue. Phils, what's up, Vincent? Go Phils. Nice ending with Orion. Mic drop. He looked legit. Yes, he did. Offensive momentum is back, says James Alexander III. Absolutely. Philly and 8. Is there really something to Walker needing to start off an inning? We'd love to see how Abel would have gone. I would have loved to as well. I'm going to go ahead and take another gander at social media. I see nothing when it comes to any reason Mick Abel was out of the game due to injury or what have you. I'll even go ahead and do a thing with a thing here. People are just like me. They're not happy about Mick Abel being pulled. I'm not seeing anything that would lead to a suspected injury or anything like that. It was probably just matchup. Probably just matchup. Anthony Motti, what's going on? Took the Phillies ML tonight and hit. Let's keep this streak going. Do you think we could be leading the division after the Mets series? Yes, I do. I do think we could. Look, the Phillies for me, and I know a lot of people, a lot of you guys in particular, the Phillies for a lot of us are right now in the realm of, okay, prove it. Like, we want to believe in you. Go ahead and sweep the Marlins. Go ahead and, what would it be? Win 8 games in a row. Go ahead and do that. That'd be fun. Get 6 tomorrow, 7, then 8. Yeah, go ahead and do that. And then get swept by the Mets again, and we don't care. It's just that simple. It's like what I said about the 9-game winning streak. It's only fool's gold if you're a fool. But if you know these are the teams they should beat up, these are the teams they should beat, these are the teams they should beat up on, and really nothing is for granted. But if you're playing lower echelon opponents like you did during the 9-game stretch, then by all means have at it. Now, they did turn around and unfortunately get swept by the Pirates, who helped start that 9-game winning streak for them. That's all well and good, but you got to prove it. You got to prove it. And beating the Mets 2 out of 3, winning a series against the Mets, that would help put a lot of people's fears behind them. Oh, we can't hang with this team. Kodai Senga, still on the IL with the hamstring injury, I believe it is. Only leading the NL. No, leading baseball, I think it is, in ERA. Trey, what's going on? Trey, 4th in baseball and hits, 1st in the National League. I think he's 4th or 7th. I can't remember, but I'll take your word for it. Bam, 100. Vincent, I'm down with a person calling strikes if they're legit strike walks. And con, Sandy was okay, not great. I agree. Lou, what's up, Lou? What's the word on Bryce Harper? He's taking some grounders. I would hope that Bryce Harper is back for the Mets series. Maybe that's Sunday night baseball game. Maybe the game on Apple TV. I know Apple TV and baseball would love him to come back on that first game. That's going to be on Apple TV on Friday. But I think that might be too optimistic. I feel like we would hear more about where he's at if he was going to be returning in 3 games. But so far, nothing. Oh, Connor likes the podcast. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Connor. Connor Showalter Swanson. Thank you. Appreciate you. Anthony Motti, I did not see Painter's game, unfortunately. Will he start to be a bullpen guy? If he's coming up, he's a starter. There's no way on God's green earth he's coming up to be a bullpen guy. Oh, Evelyn, thank you. Yeah, hit that like button, please. Brianna Torres, what's going on? Won 5 in a row. There we go. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. All right, I'm back with you guys tomorrow a little earlier, hopefully. 6:10 start time, not a 6:40 start time, for tomorrow's matchup in South Florida, in Miami, where the Phillies will go for 6 wins in a row. 6:10 start time tomorrow night. Here's the pitching matchup. Here's what you're looking at tomorrow. Jesus Luzardo takes on his former squad. Cal Quantrill gets the start. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup tomorrow. Jesus Luzardo 6-2 with a 4.23 ERA. But if you know, you know. Quantrill 3-7 with a 5.61 ERA. If you know, you know. He sucks. No. That's what the Phillies are looking at tomorrow for that 6:10 start time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Yes, hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. And while you're liking and subscribing, hit like and subscribe on the Locked On 76ers YouTube channel as well. I just took over as of a little less than 2 weeks ago, the daily podcast on Locked On 76ers with Keith Pompey. Every day, half-hour program, we talk Sixers. Draft coming up. Today we talked about Joel Embiid, the realistic expectations there. And also tomorrow, I think it's going to be a little bit later of a start time, 12:20, me, Jason Martinez, Harry Mays, Locked On Eagles Squad podcast. 12:20 tomorrow. We tape every Tuesday and Thursday. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You guys are fantastic. Like and subscribe across the board when it comes to all things Locked On. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.